Let's check out this new Vortex Crossfire II 2-7 by 32 with the BDC reticle, which is bullet drop compensator reticle. And I got this scope for about $115. And what I wanted to do is I want to get one of these scopes, and I wanted to try it because it has the bullet drop compensating reticle, and put it on a rifle and simply see, okay, if I set it up and get it sighted in, will it do what it says it's supposed to do? When you look at the directions over about 3 pages, they give you the instructions for the bullet drop compensating reticle for different calibers, different ranges that you may zero it in, whether it be 100 yards or 200 yards. And then it'll show you the hash marks and the holdover ranges that they represent. Here in the owner's manual, it tells you the statement of this being a second focal plane scope. For the hash marks to be valid, it needs to be set on the highest magnification of the scope. But overall, I like the Vortex series scopes, and even this lower end scope is fine with me. It's not going on anything fancy, and I'll probably never, I'll do it in testing, but I'll never actually shoot it for the ranges that this is calibrated out to, which I believe it's either 400 or 500. I think it's 500. Optical clarity is more than sufficient for the way I'm going to use it. It's a good quality little scope. I'm a big fan of 2-7s. I always like those. When you're looking through this optic, it has good clarity through all ranges. The magnification ring spins nice and freely. You can see the elevation dial. In my opinion, it doesn't have the most precise and tightly locking clicks between each point. They're sufficient. It's not going to spin on you, but if you've spun enough scopes, you'll be able to feel a little bit of a difference in here, where this is just not as super positive between each click and a positive lock. I mean, it does lock, but it is a $115 scope. This scope is 11.5 inches long, and it weighs about 13.5 ounces. If you wanted to, you could simply unscrew this little screw on the top here, and once you had your scope set up, you could turn it, and you could set it to 0, and then retighten down the little screw on the top. So if for some reason the bullet drop compensating reticle didn't give you what you wanted, you could always take the turret cap off and adjust here, and then know when you went back to 0, that was your original setting. Okay, I've got the Vortex Crossfire all mounted up with some quick detach rings here on the Picatinny rail. You have 2 brochures here. This one is just the general information about the scope, dimensions, specs, function, etc. This one here is more specifically about the reticle, and I like this one because it doesn't give too much information, just enough to get you, in the game and using the reticle. Different classes of firearms, shows a lot of different calibers. This is not one size fits all, but it'll cover a good range of calibers you'd want to use. And just helping you get better in tune with what this reticle is designed to do. So now that I got this all set up, as I said in the beginning of the video when I was just showing the scope, I wanted to put it on a rifle, and I'm going to carry it out to a range, and I'm going to get it sighted in at 200, and I'm going to see how the bullet drop compensating reticle works. And as we know, with this particular scope on a second focal plane, it's got to be set at max magnification, which will be 7.